Today we're going to talk about perceptions. Is what you see always what you get? So first let's explore the perception process. There are really two stages to that. The first is selection and the second is organization. In selection, we have to think about what we're all exposed to. In a day-to-day life, we're all exposed to far more stimuli than we can possibly manage at one time. So the first step of perception is really selecting. This is which stimuli are we paying attention to and which ones are we ignoring? There are really four categories that tend to draw our attention. The first is intense stimuli. When we think about intense stimuli, these tend to be louder, brighter, taller, shorter. These are things that really make someone stand out or something stand out. It draws our attention simply because it's different. It's more. There's also repetitive stimuli. These are things that we see over and over and over again, right? So maybe it stands out because it's different, but also maybe it starts to stand out because it's the same. We're coming to this thing again and again and again. There's also contrast stimuli. These are unchanging things or people that become less identifiable. These are things that, again, we see it every day, therefore it doesn't stand out to us in any way. And then ultimately, motivational stimuli. These are ones that our own motives tend to drive. So with motivational stimuli, you're really thinking about what your motivation is and why that's standing out specifically to you. So for instance, if you're anxious about a date, then you tend to notice clocks or time. If you're running late, that tends to be something that stands out for you. If you're looking for a potential mate, then you tend to notice eligible people. That tends to be something that stands out for you that may be different from what's standing out for your peers. As we continue to think about our selection process, we also have to think about how we organize that information. Each of us views our surroundings somewhat differently. Even as I stand here, chalkboard, talking to you, dressed this way, looking this way, that might appear to some people completely differently than it appears to other people. So as we think about how we organize the data that we perceive, we also have to think about it in scientific terms. Scientists refer to this as our perceptual schema. It's how we perceive things to be. We may classify people, and we might look at appearance, social roles, interaction style. We might think about their psychological traits or their membership within certain groups. All of these tend to shape the way that we think about and communicate with others. This can lead to stereotyping. For good and bad. Once we've chosen an organizing scheme in which to classify people, then we tend to use that scheme to make generalizations and predictions about those people. It's when those generalizations lose touch with the reality of those people or things that they tend to lead to stereotyping, which is an exaggerated generalization associated with a categorizing system. There may even be a kernel of truth to go with what you are organizing, but that tends to go beyond claims that would make it valid.